You may proceed. We shall try your plan, but should you fail, you will be exterminated.
Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So I still can't believe how easy it was to pick up History of the Daleks, set 18, Resurrection of the Daleks, my favourite Dalek episode of all time. Probably one of my favourite Doctor Who episodes of all time as well. Blown away by this set. I mean, I think it looks great. One of the good things is B&M didn't put the prices up. So it was still £21.99, which I think is it's an alright price for two Daleks. I've got no issues with that at all. And then obviously you've got the Shooty and Ruby being released today as well. Being released for. See, I don't know if it's pre-order or if because what was it when we had the 14th Doctor and Jodie 2-pack. That was a pre-order. That didn't come out until the new year. But this set here, this Shooty and Ruby 2-pack, I don't know if you're just going to get it in a few days' time, similar to that Sonic flip-flop, or if it's a pre-order, for a few months' time. But I'm thinking it is, if you order it today, you're going to get it by the weekend. So I'm going to buy it because although I think the new series is rubbish, I really do like Shooty. I think he's a good Doctor. And Ruby, I think she's one of the best companions we've had for years and years. But Resurrection of the Daleks, I still can't believe that they've actually now done it. I still think it was peer pressure from the fans, because why did character skip this particular episode? I don't understand why they did that. And now the numbering doesn't mean anything at all. But it's a great looking set. So I got both. I got both variants. So I've got the if you watched my B&M video the other day, I got the. To be honest, I love Resurrection of Daleks, but the actual variant, it's got to be the most rubbish variant figure of all time, because you've got this Dalek, this drone Dalek with, he's got plain mesh. So it's just the same colour as the actual Dalek itself, and then you've got this one with the silver mesh, similar to the Supreme Dalek. Looks a million times better. Now, when I initially heard about this, I just thought, I'm not fussed. I'll just get whatever. I'll get whatever I can find. But then when I was in the store and I saw both of them, I thought, why not, get both of them? Because I love this story so much. So I'm going to open up I plan to open up both of them. But for now, I'm just going to open up the silver mesh one, because I think the silver mesh one is the best. I just think it's a better Dalek than the plain variant. It's another one of those boxes where you've got to rip the bubble from the actual card. So there's no way this Dalek is ever going to go back in the box. So I'll be chucking the box. And also it's got a bit of information about the episode as well. And honestly, it is a fantastic episode. I love it. I love visiting the location of Resurrection of Daleks down Butler's Wharf and Shad Thames. It's just an amazing episode. And I'm sad that I missed out on the original version. I didn't have the cash to splash. Was it a 4-pack from Forbidden Planet? And also, I didn't have much cash to splash when the 2-packs came out in Toys R Us. So, I think I only bought McGann with the red Alpha Dalek, and I wish I'd picked up the Resurrection of the Daleks set, because, I did like the colour, and I've got to be honest, the colour on this grey drone, I don't know, I need to get it out of the box, but it doesn't look like a Resurrection Dalek should look like. So I'm going to get it out of the box. And I know I've been speaking to a few people and they still haven't seen these sets in their local B&Ms. And I'm sure they're coming soon. I honestly think the scalpers have been, they've had their fingers burnt and they've been left with a load of Daleks that they can't sell from previous waves. I don't think the scalpers are going to be an issue this time. Even with Emperor Davros, which again, $12.99 for Emperor Davros, I still can't believe it. I think that's an amazing price. But yeah, it is a shame that you've got to rip the bubble off, but just one of those things. Look at that. That's what we're dealing with. That is what we're dealing with. I love that Supreme Dalek. He looks absolutely amazing. He's my favourite Supreme Dalek, the black and white version, because I think he scared me so much back in 1984. I basically watched the episode on my older brother's black and white portable TV in his bedroom. And I was on my own, and I've got to be honest, I was scared. I was scared watching this episode, especially with all those police shooting everyone. Honestly, I love these Daleks. I think they look amazing. I'm just so happy with them. So let's look at the Supreme. He looks, honestly, I'm blown away. I am absolutely blown away. So looks to me like the actual eye stalk. Let's get into focus. Looks like the eye stalk is exactly the same as the original version, which obviously I don't have. The lamps on his dome, they look really dark. They look really, really dark. But that might be to do with the darkness of the gloss paint. Because looking at them in the light, I think they're just the standard kind of they're almost grey in look. So, but I think it's because of the gloss of the paint. I love that the extra height, that extra neck ring. Just makes all the difference. The silver paint applications on the mesh looks great, and of course it's glossy. It's also got the little, I don't know if you can see that, it's got the kind of red on the end of the gun, similar to the Dalek in the the Five Doctors Dalek, which I thought was a beautiful touch. Yeah, a really, really great Dalek. I absolutely love it. I'm a sucker for nostalgia, as you probably know by now. Honestly, I think it looks absolutely amazing. I'm so happy to have it, because it is my favourite Dalek episode of all time. I just love it. Yeah, this is great. I've always wanted one of these, and it's a toy I would have loved back in the 80s growing up. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Highly recommended. Get out there. You need to get toy hunting now and pick up this wonderful set. Even the scuff marks. I know this is it's almost like a regular thing that character do now on the Dalek releases. I like it. I think it looks good. I like the scuff marks on there. Looks like or the impression I get from the scuff marks, it's as if it's as if the Dalek is made of metal and it scrapes on the Dalek, and it's quite nice. It's quite nice paint applications on them scuff marks. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks good, but I love the gloss. I love the gloss of the Supreme Dalek, and I think the original release wasn't in gloss, which a lot of people weren't happy with. But yeah, I love it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 any day of the week. It's fantastic. And then let's look at his brother. So we've got the drone. Now, because this is my favourite, it's my favourite Dalek episode of all time. I know this Dalek so well, and to me, the colour is all wrong. So what I'm going to do, because when the Five Doctors Dalek was released, I thought the colour was perfect, and I thought it was very much like the Resurrection version. So I'm going to get my Five Doctors version just to compare it, because to me it looks too light. The colour looks too light. So I'm just going to get that Dalek and just do a comparison. Right, so I've got my Five Doctors Dalek, which is one of my favourite Dalek releases from Character Options. I just think it's wonderful. Again, I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but the Five Doctors is one of my favourite Doctor Who episodes of all time. I've watched it a million times, and when they released this Gallifrey Dalek, it just blew me away, especially the lights. But the colour scheme, to me, and again, this is just my opinion, the colour scheme is so much like the Resurrection of the Daleks version. Because I do remember, I mean, even though I didn't buy it, but I do remember handling the Resurrection of the Daleks 2-pack with the Fifth Doctor in Toys R Us. And it was, I think it had orange lights, but it was a darker kind of grey. And I genuinely think that I mean, I love it, but I genuinely think that the Dalek, this new version of the Dalek for Resurrection is too light. Now, the other thing is that Resurrection of the Daleks is a very, it's a very dark episode, as we all know. And, the scenes on the ship were very dark. And also those publicity shots, which are beautiful shots near Tower Bridge and Shad Thames, Butler's Wharf. I think they used Daleks that weren't actually in the... I don't think those Daleks were featured in the episode, but it could have been the lighting as well. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, oh, look at that! I've just seen that. Look, I've just noticed on my Five Doctors Dalek, it's got a little scuff there on one of the hemispheres. Oh, that's a shame. Actually, I think it was like it when I got it, but I might be wrong. Maybe this is the correct colour. It's just the lighting made it look darker. I don't know. It just doesn't. But it's not the same colour as the 2-pack from Toys R Us. That's basically what I'm saying. So I don't know. Do you know what it reminds me of? It's not the colour scheme I was expecting, because it's too light. And what it reminds me of is one of the I remember, I mean, again, I didn't have the cash to splash, but I remember in the late 80s from Jennings Toy Shop in Green Street, Enfield, just down the road from my nan's house, had wonderful Star Wars toys in there as well. But I bought my Dipole TARDIS in there, but I also bought a couple of Dipole Daleks. So I got the, I always, see, I can't remember, but I got the Imperial, I believe it was an Imperial Dalek, because, the white with the gold. I've still got it. I think it's in my Rebel Transport, which I need to dig out at some point. I want to check on my original line Star Wars figures. But I also got like a grey Dalek, and this colour scheme, because it's so light, reminds me of the Pole Dalek. So I'm wondering, I don't know. Is it the correct colour scheme? I don't think so. I think this Five Doctors Dalek is more like Resurrection. I mean, even looking at it, it looks more like Resurrection than the Resurrection one. I do like the they've done the black oval in the middle, and I don't know. I love it. But I kind of wonder what this Five Doctors Dalek would look like with the correct Resurrection lenses and eye stalk. I don't know. It doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look right to me. But I'm going to get the Supreme Dalek back, and we'll compare both Daleks together. Right, so I'm just going to compare the Supreme Dalek and the drone together. So they're basically exactly the same sculpts. I mean, everything about them is exactly the same. The lenses, the eye stalks, the guns. My Daleks, my drone, his gun's a little bit warped, but a little bit of boiling hot water will sort that out. Yeah, I've got. Look, I love them. I mean, the Supreme Dalek is just. It's just beautiful. It's just an amazing Dalek. I think it's perfect. I think it's absolutely perfect. The Resurrection Dalek, I've got to be honest, I love it. It's quality. It's proper quality. It's, as I've said, it's my favourite Dalek story. I'll still give this. I'll give this 10 out of 10 for quality. But I'm only slightly. I'm not moaning. This is Character Options. It's not Disney, who've really wound me up with that droid advent calendar they sent me in a box that wasn't fit for purpose. But yeah, I think Character they've done a good job. But I'm disappointed purely because I don't think that is the right colour for a Resurrection Dalek. It's too light. Now I might be wrong. And I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna do a bit of research. But it wasn't the colour Dalek I was expecting, because you've got to remember, in these boxes it's quite dark. I mean, it's a dark. I mean, look at the Dalek just in the background. It's a dark box. Not a lot of light gets in there, so I couldn't see. I didn't notice how light it was. So I would say I'm disappointed by how light the Resurrection Dalek is, because I feel he's the wrong colour. Should be more like the Five Doctors version, definitely. I'm also disappointed with the variant. I think the variant is pointless, because I'm glad I got both sets, but the version without the grey or the silver paint applications around the mesh on the midsection, it just looks. I'm sure there's a reason they did it. I'm sure it's based on a Dalek from the episode, but this silver paint application one just looks better. Why would you want the other one? Now, I said I wasn't bothered, so I would have picked up either. I wasn't bothered. Now I'm glad that I picked up the silver one. And the other thing is, I bought two sets. I mean, I wasn't going to buy two sets, but I picked up two sets because it's my favourite story. But I'm not sure, because I don't really need two Supreme Daleks. I'm not sure I want to open the second set for a Dalek that's the wrong colour. So I don't know. I'll think about it. But it is a great Dalek. It's a quality product. I just wish they'd done a variant such as, which they did in the original Character Options line. So the 2-pack from Toys R Us is different than the versions that were released from Forbidden Planet. So I wish they'd done maybe different like orange lenses. You know, they could have done something like that rather than a pointless variant. One has silver paint applications, one doesn't. It's not great, but it's a lovely set. Highly, honestly, highly recommended. And as I said, I don't think anyone's going to have any problems. I think the scalpers have learnt their lesson, which is why I found just loads of Daleks and Davros on the shelf. Or maybe I got lucky because of my Target bag that I brought with me to B&M. And that B&M in Letchworth is a little bit dodgy because I was banned from there. Yeah, it's a long story, but it does involve 2 boxes of Silver Nemesis Cybermen in a car park just outside B&M. But that's the story for another day. But anyway, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care. It also helps the channel. Davros coming very, very soon. And I'll see you. Honestly, wonderful set. I'll see you in the next one.